Hello, guys. So, today in this session, we are going to discuss a topic that has the potential to make history in India's judicial system. See, for the first time, an impeachment motion has been filed against a sitting High Court judge, Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav of the Allahabad High Court. So, this unprecedented move has been initiated by 55 members of parliament in the Rajya Sabha, led by senior advocate and Congress leader Kapil Sibal. So, what led to this motion? Why is it so significant? And what it could mean for India's judiciary and its integrity? Let's try to understand it and let's break it down by step by step. Okay, well, let's talk about the background first. What led to the impeachment motion? See, the controversy revolves around speech delivered by Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav at an event organized by Vishwa Hindu Parishad. So during this speech, Justice Yadav made remarks that many MPs found deeply troubling. He was accused of targeting the minority community, particularly Muslims, and allegedly inciting communal disharmony. And MPs have argued that these remarks show bias and raising questions about his ability to deliver impartial judgments in the future. So, if you are biased, see, that's one of the most important factor that you need to consider, right? As a judge, you should be very much impartial. But his statements have made it very clear that he's biased against one particular community. Now, what's a key allegation against Justice Yadav? The impeachment motion, if you see, list three main allegations against Justice Yadav. First is engaging in hate speech and incitement of communal harmony. Then targeting minorities, and again violating the 1997 Supreme Court guidelines on the restatement of values of judicial life. So, engaging in hate speech and incitement of communal harmony, which violates the constitution. So, that's the first one. And then targeting minorities, particularly the Muslim community, and openly expressing his prejudice, right? He's a high court judge and he is supposed to be impartial and neutral, but he is publicly expressing his that prejudice mindset against minorities, especially Muslims, and also violating the 1997 Supreme Court guidelines on the restatement of values of judicial life, which again prohibit judges from expressing political opinions or participating in public debates that may compromise their neutrality. Here it is very clear that he is impartial and he's prejudiced on a community, and which make him incapable of delivering a judgment when it comes to see what will happen if a Muslim and a Hindu's case is coming. He will definitely be biased in that case. So the neutrality is actually questioned here. These are the allegations against Justice Yadav. Okay, so these allegations have sparked heated debate about judicial conduct and accountability. Well, let's talk about the speech and its content. See, during the VHP event, Justice Yadav addressed the Muslim community and spoke about the Uniform Civil Code. He claimed that there are misconceptions in the Muslim community about the Uniform Civil Code, and suggested that it would not, conflict with their religious text. So he also criticized practices like polygamy and triple talaq within the community, and that is again by drawing parallels with the reforms in Hindu practices like abolition of untouchability and sati. So he is making such kind of parallels and comparisons and saying that these practices are not good, not valid. In fact, these practices are over. There are some instances. See, in fact, polygamy is practiced by anyone and everyone in case if there is an opportunity. So it is practiced by Hindus also. So it's not only about Muslims, right? And furthermore, if you see, he had a controversial remarks about religious upbringing, alleging that the Muslim community lacks compassion due to their traditions such as animal slaughter during childhood itself. So these are very controversial, right? He's talking about Muslim community lacks compassion due to this and all. That's very, uh, it's not at all expected from a high court, sitting judge of a high court. Okay. So Justice Yadav's speech included statements like, this is, Hindustan and the majorities will must prevail. What kind of statement is this? Such remarks have led to accusation that he's unfit to serve as an impartial judge. So he's very clear about his prejudices in the statement. What when you are making such statements like this is Hindustan and the majority's will and wish must prevail. What does that mean? Now coming to procedure for impeachment. This can be a potential prelims question as well as a mains question. Okay, so we need to know that procedure also from the constitution point of view. So the process of impeaching a judge in India is detailed and very rigorous, and that's why it is very difficult to do that process. So once the impeachment motion is submitted by at least 50 members of parliament, it is reviewed by the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha, currently the Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. If the motion is accepted, a three-member committee will be formed comprising of a Supreme Court judge, a Chief Justice of High Court, and an eminent jurist. So remember that composition also, three-member committee, Supreme Court judge, and a Chief Justice of High Court, and an eminent jurist. So the committee investigate the allegations and submits a report to the Rajya Sabha. If the report finds the judge is guilty, the motion is put to vote in both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. It requires 2/3 majority of members present and voting in both the houses to pass. Remember, 2/3 of majority of members who are present and voting. Historically, if you see, no impeachment motion against a judge has ever succeeded in India. I told you this is a very rigorous process, and if you look at the process itself, you can understand that. If you look at the historical context of judicial impeachment, this is not the first time an impeachment motion has been filed. Since independence, there have been, I think, 6 attempts to impeach judges, including 2 Supreme Court judges. The most recent was in 2018 when an impeachment motion was filed against the then Chief Justice of India, that is Deepak Misra. It was a sexual harassment allegation, something like that. But all previous motions failed as they could not garner the required support in Parliament. Given that the NDA majority in both houses, this motion against Justice Yadav is also unlikely to pass because he is here against the minorities, and what will actually going to happen here. Now, coming to arguments from both the sides. See, the MPs supporting the motion argue that Mr. Justice Yadav's speech undermines judicial impartiality and fuels communal tensions. Critics of the motion, they claim that judges should have the freedom to express their views also, as long as they do not interfere with their judicial responsibilities. Then they should have the freedom to express their views. The debate highlights the fine line between freedom of expression and judicial, propriety. Now, what are the implications for judicial integrity? If the motion is successful, it will set a precedent for judicial accountability in India. But if it fails, questions will linger about the ability to hold judges accountable for their actions. This case also underscores the importance of adhering to the 1997 Supreme Court guidelines, which emphasize maintaining judicial neutrality and avoiding political controversies. So now, see guys, the impeachment motion against Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav is a watershed moment in India's legal history. It raises critical questions about the conduct of judges, the sanctity of judiciary, and the role of public accountability. As we avoid the outcome, one thing is very clear, that the decision will have lasting implications for the Indian judicial system and its perception among the public. So that's about this session, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. What are your thoughts? You can comment below and share it with your friends. So in case if you're looking for any mentorship program, you can get in touch with us. The details are given in the description. You can check that also. See you guys in the next video.